All right, Peter, there are two issues I want to talk to you about. Number one, Kodak. Kodak is near my old stomping ground in upstate New York. I'm an Elmira kid. If anybody's ever heard of Elmira, it's where I grew up. But Kodak is in Rochester. I hear you and the president were there this week. Talk to us.
The president has promised the American people that he will bring onshore the essential medicines that we need to fight the China virus and everything else that comes at us. And this Kodak thing this week was just a beautiful thing for the state of New York, for the president, this country. Here's what it is, Jeanne. This is a facility that has 1,200 acres, a power plant, a water treatment facility, a rail spur, 88 chemical reactors, experience in making fine chemicals. And you know what it's going to do, Judge? It's going to produce, once we get up to scale, 25%, a full fourth of the active pharmaceutical ingredients we're going to need for our generic medicines. And generic medicines are 90% of what you and I take in this country for our health needs. And this was a blockbuster deal that the president engineered. Adam Bowler at the Development Finance Corporation did an absolutely beautiful job. My office helped scout out the location initially, and this thing is going to change upstate New York, bring it back. It's going to be the second greatest act in American history, and we couldn't be happier. And this week, Judge, it wasn't just that. On Monday, we saw a beautiful facility that's going to get us vaccines by hopefully by the end of the year, on the order of 300 to 500 million vaccines. And on Thursday, there was great news at the Red Cross about the use of this so-called convalescent plasma, which is basically you take blood from somebody who's had the China virus, you harvest their plasma, and then it's had antibodies, and you can use it for people who get sick. So this president is doing everything he can to fight this China virus, and this was a great week for this country.
Well, not only that, I mean, but first of all, the benefit to upstate New York that has been in dire straits for decades is phenomenal, but the whole idea of bringing back the supply chain in terms of bring it home, baby. It's exactly where it belongs. Now, I want to, speaking about China, let's keep going. There's this new app called TikTok. And it apparently is something that was, it's owned by the Chinese. For some reason, everybody's into this, especially the young generation. The president has said this week, I don't like this, I want to get rid of it. Why? What is the danger?
Let me give you a little bit of background. It's a social media app that allows you to do short videos and share with your friends. Hey, sounds like fun, but guess what? Every time you sign up for TikTok, all of your information is potentially going right back to the Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese military, and the Chinese government. They can use these social media apps to steal your personal information, your business information, and also, Judge, they use these social media apps to track you and surveil you and monitor your movements. So President Trump looked at this. Secretary Pompeo has waxed eloquent on it as well. This is a national security threat. So here's what I would ask the American people. If they're using TikTok and they hear the president's going to basically ban that, get on the Trump train with that, because that app you're using, fun as it may be, is dangerous. And guess what's going to happen now? China has hired a whole bunch of American lobbyists. They put a puppet CEO in charge of that company. They're going to make it sound like, oh, can't hurt you, this, that, and the other thing. Don't fall for this. Do not fall for this. The other thing I should tell you about this is there was like a vicious leak that went out trying to push the president into a corner and said like Microsoft was going to buy us. Guess what about Microsoft? Couple of things. First of all, Microsoft is the software that the People's Liberation Army and Chinese government run on. Second of all, Microsoft helped China build its great firewall that is used to surveil and monitor and censor and imprison sometimes the Chinese people. So we got to be really careful about all of this. But the president has taken a bold decision here. India basically banned TikTok as well, along with 67 other applications. And what this president and the White House is going to be doing is look at any kind of software that sends information for Americans back to servers in China. They're going to come under scrutiny, and they shouldn't really be serving the American people when they're going information to Chinese servers.
Right. And Peter Navarro, we're out of time, and I always love having you on because you're always breaking news here. But quickly, what is the president going to do? I mean, first of all, American companies can do a TikTok. We don't need China to do it, number one. But what do you expect the president to actually do?
Read my lips. I never get ahead of the president, but by tomorrow, Monday, you will know. But
I got it.
It's going to be a good thing. If people of America do not fall for whatever you hear from these lobbyists, because they're going to tell you it's like sliced bread and it ain't.
We're not going to listen to them. Peter Navarro, thanks so much.
Drain the swamp,
Charlie Kirk. Drain the swamp. Charlie Kirk and Leo Terrell still standing by live tonight. But next, we're going to continue the conversation of the Chinese Communist government. Senator Marsha Blackburn joins me live next with new information.